News making the headlines tonight. Monday, Thursday, Archbishop Ibezim urges ministers of God to desist from distraction. Anambra Command of Peace Corps commends Nigerian Senate for passing Peace Corps bill. President Buhari sacked NIPC boss Umar. And on the foreign scene, Israel reiterates Lebanon's attack on her territory. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and thanks for joining us on ABS Evening News. My name is Chinyere Ikioreke. The Archbishop Province of the Niger and Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, has urged ministers of God to emulate Jesus Christ in holiness and righteousness and shun all forms of ministerial distraction. The prelate made the call at the Cathedral Church of St. Faith, Awka, during a special service to mark the 2023 Monday, Thursday. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzo Okoye reports.
The special service was held to commemorate Christ's Passover feast with his disciples and to reenact Christ's ministry of service. In his admonition, Archbishop Ibezim reminded the ministers of the principles of growth in the ministry and to carefully study their Bible, teach and preach the word of God, and heal the sick, as it is their duties to do so. He maintained that ministerial distractions can be spiritual or physical, and if not properly handled, it will drive away their focus from propagating the gospel of God.
You are to heal. That's the ministry God has given you. You are a teacher. You are to teach them to do the correct thing. You are a preacher. If you are not preaching in that community, you are failing God.
The celebration was also a moment for the priests of the diocese to rededicate themselves and renew their vows to God before the Archbishop. During the occasion, the diocesan legal team administered the oath of canonical obedience, submissions, allegiance to God, and oath against bisexuality and homosexuality on the priest. The service also featured consecration of chrism and washing of feet of the priests and wives by the Archbishop.
Across Awka Diocese gathered yesterday at St. Patrick's Cathedral, Awka, to celebrate this year's Mass of Sacred Chrism. The Pontifical High Mass was officiated by the Bishop of the Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Eziokafo. Blessing Dennis, taking the report from here.
Was attended by over 1,000 members of clergy and the religious of the diocese. The governor of Anambra,
the House of
The Mass was attended by over 1,000 members of clergy and the religious of the diocese. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Mr. Peter Obi. During the Chrism Mass, priests of the diocese renewed their ordination vows and pledged their commitment and dedication to the work of God, while Bishop Ezeokafo blessed the three oils of consecration for the Chrism, which are the oil of the sick, the oil of the catechumens, and the oil of the Chrism. In a homily at the Mass, the bishop said that the journey of priesthood comes with a lot of civic responsibilities that require persistence, steadfastness, devotion, and prayerful life, which will help priests to fulfill tasks given to them, adding that the essence of the Mass remains rooted in the priesthood, highlighting the unity of the priests with their bishops. Bishop Ezeokafo noted that being a priest is a great grace, not only for the priests themselves, but also for the people they serve, and charged them to live up to their responsibilities in preaching the gospel of God. He further urged parishioners to continue to encourage and pray for their priests and seminarians.
So we as Christians should also live our lives as men of resurrection, men of a new life. And that should appear in our various places of work and businesses and whatever.
Speaking during the Mass, Governor Soludo, represented by Chief of Staff, Mr. Ernest Ezadri, underscored the developmental achievements of his administration since assumption of office and enjoined Anambra to contribute their quota to making Anambra a livable homeland. Governor Soludo made it clear that performing one's civic responsibilities is very paramount and should not be neglected, stating that their mandate is to make Anambra environment clean, green, and sustainable, and urged attendees at the Mass to key into the Operation Clean, Green, and Sustainable initiative.
jikọọ aka ọnụ wee mee ihe ka society anyị wee dị mma.
Special rendition by the choir and thanksgiving added glamour to the Chrism Mass.
Anambra Governor's wife, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, says one of the fundamental social problems threatening today's society is the seeming neglect by most parents to question the sudden source of wealth of their children. The governor's wife, who stated this in Awka, observed that many parents of undue age have abandoned the primary ethos of truth, honesty, and principle in child raising, including moral inculcation and value traditional etiquette. Such costly parental neglect, she said or noted, has resulted in many negativity that are bedeviling today's society, with crimes and demeanors slowly becoming institutionalized to the detriment of hard work and genuine means of survival. Mrs. Soludo further explained that in a case where parents deliberately refuse to question the source of their children's sudden wealth, especially when it appears questionable, they have indirectly approved mediocrity and furthered moral depreciation. The governor's wife, who appealed to parents and guardians to immediately wake up to their responsibility, reminding them that the society they envisage for the next generation may not happen if the current social errors are not urgently corrected. She said that it is time for all parents, guardians, social engineers, and every other stakeholders to come together and reassess their roles in child and societal development with a view to tackling the issue of morality. Mrs. Soludo also noted that the age-long values of hard work must be widely preached and appreciated among families, while parents and caregivers must also appreciate the success pace of their children or words. She also suggested that reappraisal of most family ethos, especially as a concerned child upbringing, with a closer look at the kind of moral platforms that parents are building for their children. Anambra State Command of the Nigerian Peace Corps has commended the Nigerian Senate for adopting the report of the Conference Committee to harmonize the bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps. The Conference Committee, set up earlier in the year by both Senate and House of Representatives, completed its assignment on Wednesday last week. Chibuzo Obidike report.
The House of Representatives had adopted the report on Thursday, March 30th, 2023. A harmonized report of the Conference Committee, which was laid and adopted by the Senate during plenary last Tuesday, showed the upper chamber adopted the version of the bill as passed by the House of Representatives. According to the Commandant for the State Command, Mr. Innocent Okolo, the Conference Committee was set up to harmonize and reconcile Clause 38, subsection 1 of the version passed by the Senate, which conflicts with the version passed by the House of Representatives as contained under Clause 38, subsection 1. He pointed out that whereas the Senate version seeks to the dissolution of the existing Peace Corps of Nigeria and the National Unity and Peace Corps, the House of Representatives version solely recommended the transformation of Peace Corps of Nigeria into the Nigerian Peace Corps when assented to by the President. He said that the adoption of the report by both the Senate and the House of Representatives has brought to its logical conclusion every legislated process involved in the enactment of a bill. He concluded that it has cleared the course for the transmission of this all-important bill to Mr. President for assent. Commandant Okolo said that the State Command is ready to hit the ground running upon President Buhari's assent, as the command has embarked on training and retraining of staff and the engagement of the state government's function requests pending their legalization.
So we are making every arrangement to see how we will prepare the minds of our officers and men, to prepare them against the tax ahead, so that there will be 100% on ground, well equipped to face the challenge once that assent is given.
The bill, among others, seeks to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps as a body charged with the responsibility to develop, empower, and provide gainful employment to youth, facilitate peace, volunteerism, community service, neighborhood watch, and nation building. In Awka, Chibuzo Obidike, ABS News.
World Health Day is a global health awareness day celebrated every year on the 7th of April under the sponsorship of World Health Organization as well as other related organizations. In 1948, the WHO held the first World Health Assembly and decided to celebrate 7th April of every year as World Health Day with effect from 1950. The World Health Day is seen as an opportunity by the organization to draw worldwide attention to a subject of major importance to global health every year. WHO organizes international, regional, and local events on the day, and it is acknowledged by various governments and non-governmental organizations with interest in public health issues. Speaking on the significance of the day, the Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Pharmacist Chisom Uchem, said that the day avails governments at all levels and other related organizations the need to put more effort in ensuring adequate healthcare delivery for all her citizens. Pharmacist Uchem maintained that the government of Professor Chukwuma Soludo is working assiduously to ensure that India and Anambra have adequate, accessible, and effective healthcare system that would help the state to achieve universal health coverage. She assured that under her leadership, residents of the state will witness an improved and result-oriented primary healthcare system in line with Governor Soludo's agenda of bringing healthcare services closer to the people at the grassroots level as well as rural areas. The theme for the 2022 World Health Day is Health for All, and it's aimed at creating an opportunity for the world to work back at public health success that have helped improve the quality of life over the past 7 years. When ABS News returns, President Buhari sacked NIPC boss Umar, and on the foreign scene, Israel reiterates Lebanon's attack on her territory. Here is a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Stay with us.
A peak protein breakfast gets you up to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes to his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a Peak Protect breakfast. Peak. Reach for your peak.
If you're just joining us, you're watching ABS Evening News. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Saratu Umar, has been sacked by President Muhammadu Buhari. The President's spokesman, Femi Adesina, disclosed this in a statement. He noted that the President had directed the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, to ask the most senior director of the Commission to run its affairs in the interim. In a directive to the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Richard Adeniyi Adebayo, CON, the President also mandated the most senior director in the Commission to immediately take over in the interim. Adesina, however, did not state any reason why Umar's appointment was terminated. Umar was first appointed in July 2014 by President Jonathan government, but was sacked in 2015. On July 5, 2022, President Buhari appointed her. On the foreign scene, the Israeli military has carried out airstrike on target belonging to the Palestinian military group Hamas in the southern Lebanon at the Gaza Strip. The ministry said the attack was a response to a barrage of 34 rockets fired from Lebanon into northern Israel, which is blamed on Hamas. Militants in Gaza fired dozens more rockets after the strike began. Tensions are highly following 2 nights of Israeli police raid at the Al-Saad Mosque in Jerusalem earlier this week. The raid targets violent confrontation with Palestinians inside the mosque, which is Islam's third holiest site, and caused anger across the region. In sports, Nigeria's CAF Confederation Cup representative Rivers United stand a chance of playing the first leg of their quarter-final clash against Tanzania's side Young Africa at home April 23rd. This comes after the Confederation of African Football inspected their home ground in Port Harcourt. The Nigerian champions are banished to Uyo for their continental campaign by the Confederation of African Football after Nigerian Football Federation reportedly responded late to a stadium inspection directive. However, Rivers have performed brilliantly in their group game at the Godswill of Abio Stadium, Uyo, emerging runner-up, but have had to bear the huge cost from flying away from their natural home ground. Speaking after the inspection, CAF Stadium Inspector Nasir Jubrin said he was impressed with the improved state of facility at the new look stadium. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main point again. Monday, Thursday, Archbishop Ibezimu has urged ministers of God to desist from distraction. Anambra Command of Peace Corps has commended Nigerian Senate for passing Peace Corps bill. President Buhari has sacked IPC boss Umar. And on the international forum, Israel has reiterated Lebanon's attack on her territory. Before we go, here is a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Thanks for being there. My name is Chinyere Ikioreke. Good night.